On the show today, we are at the legendary Preservation Hall in New Orleans.
Wow.
After the worst loss of the season, and everyone's hungover. The Rights To Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up. We lost that parlay last night. I think everybody. Sign up. That's not their fault. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. Brought to you by MortgageCS. Go to mortgagecs.com/Ricky to become a MortgageCS Ricky VIP. Ben and Alec in the back there.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Verb Energy, green tea, caffeine, real ingredients and tastes good. Caffeine wherever you need it. Get 20% off your Verb Energy order at verbenergy.com with code RTRS. Pavorsky Jewelers, where Rights To Ricky Sanchez listeners go and get engaged. And Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, the official canned cocktail of the Ricky.
Yes.
Speaking of Surfside, at the party last night,
Big
a
time.
lot of people drinking Surfsides.
A lot of people.
Yeah, some people tried Surfside for the first time. That guy did. Strawberry lemonade. He liked it a lot.
Beautiful can.
They have the blueberry half and half coming out.
Oh.
Ooh. They have super light coming out, which I've tried. Aha, you haven't. But Surfside, only 2 grams of sugar and 100 calories. And you got to be 21 to enjoy it. Please do so responsibly. And you're not going to hear the song, unfortunately. But I have to say, without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
Bang.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Forever.
Welcome to the Rights To Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy who was so sad and pissed off last night, I felt guilty sitting next to him. That is one Mike Levin.
Yeah. My vibe after a Sixers loss is like, oh, it's not fun, actually.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible.
He's not fun to be around, and that's always been the case.
He was talking to himself mid-third quarter when it was quite obvious they were going to lose. I'm just smiling and going, you know what, after the game, and he is mumbling to himself. True sicko. So we are at Preservation Hall in New Orleans, and if you've never been here, it is a legendary jazz venue. You'll see it in the video. I urge you to watch this version of the podcast. So thank you to Ben Jaffe, the creative director, Amos's good friend, and the entire team at Preservation Hall, who has been absolutely excellent for allowing us to do this here. It feels like we shouldn't be doing it. It feels like a little wrong, I think, to do it here.
There's a lot of things we do.
Yeah, okay. They have a foundation they started in 2011, and they have a project next door to build the Alan and Sandra Jaffe Center for New Orleans Music, Art, and Culture. So they're trying to raise $25 million, and the room we're in now, they have 350 shows a year. There's like 70 or 80 jazz artists that circle through.
And us.
And us, of course, and one Sixers podcast. But they also do teaching and workshops for youth, and what they want to do is have more space for that over there so they can have exhibits and workshops and keep the history of this place and New Orleans music alive. So if you're here, you can donate when you can leave. You could buy a great t-shirt. If you're watching or listening on the pod, we will put the link in the podcast to donate. But just because they've been so kind to us, and it's a magical place. I know some of you have been able to see a show here. If you're ever in New Orleans, to me, I said that if you're a music person, Red Rocks and this place are the two places that I felt it inside of me. So any donation you can give to the foundation on your way out, or if you're watching or listening to the pod for the center next door, it would be great.
Yeah, there's also t-shirts. I bought a t-shirt.
Yeah, Mike bought a
records, some other stuff out there. It could be a koozie, a hat.
Yeah,
But good selection.
So we have done live pods here now. We're doing this. Underground Arts is very good. You've been to Underground Arts show. I said some people here. Franklin Music Hall.
Yeah.
A hallway in a hotel in Minneapolis.
That's right.
Where everyone sat cross-legged.
Yeah.
And one racist guy walked over on his way to breakfast.
Oh, the racist guy.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He didn't know he was being racist, though.
I didn't?
No, he didn't.
I don't want to ascribe
Yeah, I
what
guess
he was
it
doing or
did.
not.
Yeah. The Stateside Bar in Fishtown.
Yeah. That was cool.
The Buffalo Wild Wings with one speaker where nobody could hear us
That's right.
before a lottery party.
Yeah.
Stateside Live, formerly Xfinity Live.
Yes.
And a park bench in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all of it.
And we're here now. So we have a few guests today. Jake Fischer, the People's Insider, is over here. Will join us in a little bit. Our official poet, Mia Kang, over there, will do a poem.
There we go.
Our brother and official or unofficial member of the Ricky, Amos Lee, back there, will join us as well.
There he is.
But first, we're going to talk about the fucking Sixers, who are so bad, it actually doesn't make you mad. It actually is just sort of is this. I felt last night.
It does make me mad.
Well, it makes me mad. I felt sort of last night the energy sapped out of everyone. Not for the night. The night was awesome. But the team in general, it just, I don't know if it's just this year or the 13 years of it up until this year. It just feels like this is a point where everybody's throwing their hands up and don't know who to be mad at. And so it's like just a loss of energy, I guess it felt like to me.
It's been a very bad few weeks. PG suspension.
Yep.
Trade deadline.
Yep.
Now Embiid's been out for a couple weeks.
Yep.
And it sucks. So bad. The vibe was good. I remember when the vibe was good this season. We were having a good time. Our expectations were low, and VJ was good. And Maxey took the lead. And I remember earlier this season, and we're going to talk about McCain. We're going to do it again. I remember earlier this season, and Max was playing so well, and he had taken like such a step forward as like a number one guy. And I was like Debbie Downering about it. I was like,
He shouldn't be playing so many minutes.
You did do that.
42 is too many minutes for him.
Yeah, you've always been a minutes guy.
I have.
You've never wanted the basketball players to play so much basketball.
Rest.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
The guys that are playing should play less, and Embiid shouldn't play in certain games.
That's fine.
And now you're paying for all of it.
No, not that. The Maxey thing is like he was just playing too much. There's too much taxing on him. He's doing so much of it himself. And as you can see over the last month or so, he has been like visibly tired, worse. And then Daryl traded away the only guy that theoretically could have stepped in and taken some of that load off. And Daryl is acting, and Daryl did a good job coming after the game, after one of the worst losses of the season again.
Thank you, Daryl.
Daryl came out after the game to talk to us. I thought he was going to get booed. You guys didn't boo him.
No. And we asked no one to record it, and I don't think anybody did.
I did think you were going to boo him. I was a little
worried.
A little soft.
Yeah.
A little soft to not boo Daryl. But
Was the lady that yelled at him here? No, she is not.
There's a woman that stood up. I don't think Daryl intended on taking like a Q&A, but a woman stood up and just like pointed at him, like right to his face, and was like, "Why did you trade Jared McCain?" And I was like, "Good for that lady."
Yeah, I felt her energy.
And he gave the same answer that he has given publicly, and he's been diplomatic about it. But like ultimately, they just didn't like him. They didn't think he was a good player. I'm like, why did you pick him then? Why did you trade him at the height of his value? This is just not a good enough return. And they're acting sort of collectively, and Nurse as well, like just pretty baffled as to why people are upset and why isn't it working and why the team has sort of taken a turn sour. And it's like, it is really the Daryl thing of they're human beings. And I consider myself like largely pro Daryl as a talent evaluator. He's drafted a bunch of good players. I largely agree with his perspective on like how to build championship teams, but like there is that next extra level of what makes it a team sport. It's not tennis. That Daryl doesn't fully seem to ever grasp or give proper weight to. And when you trade Jared, I'll finish in a second.
No.
When you trade Jared,
I just thought of something.
when you trade Jared, Paul suspended, Embiid is available sometimes, not available other times, and Maxey is playing 100 minutes a night. Like, and then you get nothing for that at the trade deadline. Not only are the fans upset because they're like, hey, we saw what this guy did last year. He was good and we got excited about him, and he seems like a lovely young man that we would like to be in Philadelphia for the next decade. But it's also the team is like, well, you just kind of took him away. You don't believe in it. And the sort of, you don't believe in us, you didn't add to this, you took away, I think makes everyone collectively feel like, oh, okay, well, long season, it's a slog. And they lost by 50 to the Knicks and lost to 3 really bad teams otherwise.
So you know how you think your parents are always full of shit when you're younger, and then you get older, and you realize your dad maybe was actually full of shit, but on some things. But I was just saying. But in a more general sense, as you get older, you realize, oh, my parents were sort of right about this and right about that and right about this. It happens. I think the longer we do this podcast, not all of the criticisms of what some of the things that we said and we believed earlier, but some of the criticisms were right. And you talking about Daryl's inability, because one of the things that we would say earlier, before, is it doesn't matter, only matters how good they are, good veterans around, culture, blah, 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 blah. It just matters how talented you are. But then you get here, and I've started calling, I hear our critics laughing at me as I'm particularly angry about the Jared McCain trade, and I've expressed that, as I call Daryl GM spreadsheet and call Nick rock and roll head coach, which is also very disrespectful. But
does it make you like rock and roll less?
It does. The fact that Nick Nurse likes music so much makes me not want to like music.
Yeah.
Or I actually want him to back off and could you be into Lord of the Rings or some other shit, or Clay,
Sure.
or aside from music, stay away from the bands that I like. You fuck. But Daryl's I think on some level, for a lot of people, what makes them good at things that they do is also what makes them bad. Same thing. So Daryl, his coldness and ability to look through into the future and maybe not take the human element into account probably gives him advantages in making moves that other people wouldn't, because they would be afraid of the human thing. But to that end, him just being so cocksure about this trade and thinking, and I think you said this last night, maybe privately, just thinking, okay, does Jared McCain make the Sixers, not having them, specifically worse in any meaningful way this year? Probably not, right? But, and he would say that, I'm sure. He would say, I don't think it makes us much worse this year. But it is the human part of it that might make them much worse this year that he isn't considering, And so I think that they were wrong, and I hope the 76ers, and by relation us, pay for that Jared McCain trade in spades for the next 10 years, and we feel very bad about it, and I can rub it in his fucking face the entire time.
Yeah. Isaiah Joe's teammate, Jared McCain.
Yeah.
And I think also Kelly Oubre came. I'm saying this to you guys, Kelly Oubre came and talked to us after the game and apologized for the loss, which he should have. And he played pretty well.
He did.
And
a sweet guy, Kelly Oubre.
Really
and
nice
you see him in person, and I'm telling you,
good looking guy.
There is no better looking man on the planet.
That's right. And so,
striking.
He's from here, and he didn't get 3 assists. He got 2 because he wanted to get his shots up.
Yeah, shout out DraftKings.
As well he should. But it's a notable thing, I think, to me, after we're waiting for Kelly to come up and talk to us, and we see Trendon Watford, who was out of the rotation last night. And Trendon Watford is talking to some family, I presume people that he was holding, I think his nieces or nephews or something. And Trendon Watford went to LSU. And a lot of his family was there for the game. And he was out of the rotation after playing a bunch of minutes in the last one. And I think that's not the thing that matters the most in the world, but there's kind of a human element thing that this Sixers team just doesn't fully grasp. Emotional intelligence, collective, it's a team sport, man. It really is. And I just think that when Embiid is playing, when Paul George is playing, Maxey, they're now 5-12, I believe, in games Maxey plays without either Joel or Paul. I think that feels that way now. So part of it is just like, yeah, a lot of the money that they're spending on the team is not there. It's not around. And so some of this is just like nuance and small stuff. But like, you know, when you're starting the season, that Joel and Paul are going to miss games. You know it. And they started the season with like an intention together, and then that has fallen by the wayside, and they're bad now, and they're making me embarrassed in front of them.
Hang on, Mike. I'm going to eat this Verb Energy bar.
Yeah,
Red Velvet limited edition flavor.
that's good.
On your way out, there are Verb Energy bars.
We already
for
did the
everybody,
ads,
by
so
the way. Well, yeah. So I'm just
you won't have to hear us do it.
talking about Verb Energy on your way out. So we
We lost to a team that DeAndre Jordan started for.
also he embarrassed us
Embarrassed
during the
us.
game.
He took a lob where Andre Drummond was standing in his perfect spot right between the lob thrower and the lob catcher. He loves to be in that spot. It's his little comfort zone. Getting dunked on.
So there was a Spotify comment from a longtime listener named Emma. She is from Australia, I believe. And she said, in the last pod, we're talking about Embiid's knee and shin or whatever. And she said, why don't you guys ever talk about how good he's playing? Why can't you just enjoy the fact that he looks better than we thought he would?
I do that all the time.
Well, I know.
Bring her out.
Well, no. But the truth is that you can do that for a moment, and that is what a normal casual fan would do. But after you talk about that, there's always like an okay, if that is true, then what? And the problem is there is no then. What I am feeling is those moments are fun. Watching him play that way is fun. But I can't stop thinking about, and maybe it's just because of the genesis of the podcast was always just looking toward winning a championship. Any of the moments are good. The moments were fine in the beginning, but it has to be attached to like hope or lack of hope, or otherwise it's just like empty calories. And I feel like the moments this year, aside from VJ, Tyrese Maxey, whatever, have been good, but I feel like a lot of the good moments have felt like empty calories in that they do not, I can't imagine them leading to anything. And that is my problem with the Joel thing. It's nice to see him playing great, but I can't get to a part where I'm thinking about the future of the team. I'm thinking, well, what are they going to be if everything goes right? And I can't conceive of anything meaningful there.
I think that's right. I mean, I think when we started this podcast 13 years ago,
Yeah.
and they just pause for a second to gaze into space.
Think about the fact that if somebody was 13 when we started the
Sure.
podcast, they will have graduated college,
Yes.
potentially married.
All of it.
Yeah.
I think we were like a little bit like going on the Oregon Trail, right? We're starting from the East Coast and we're trying to get all the way to Oregon for a big. We're going to do the gold rush. It's going to be land over there. We're going to be rich. We're going to win so many championships. It's going to be beautiful. And over these long 13 years, like that goal has faded, and we've sort of now we're just in like South Dakota, and we're like, this is okay.
We've gotten pretty far.
There's no gold,
Yeah.
but there's pasture, and maybe pasture is fine.
Well,
And so that's sort of like we're just like we've reassessed where we're going, and sort of knowing that like we're never fucking getting Oregon. We're fucking never getting there. We're either dying of tuberculosis,
Yeah.
or we're staying here.
yeah. Or are you having a good time with the Sixers? I mean, not on the trip. Like just generally, yes, no.
Well, I do think that like if a month ago the answer was yeah. The
Yes.
answer was like absolutely. It
But,
was like
you know-
this is kind of fun, and they're winning some games, and they beat the Knicks, and VJ had some game winners and stuff, and like you're sort of like, all right, let's couch the expectations, but it really has been it's felt like a very bad and long 3 weeks that they've lost 4 games in a row
5 or 6.
by a combined billion.
Yep.
They're going to Minnesota tonight to be rewarded with a back-to-back. And they're probably going to lose that game by quite a bit. We don't know if Embiid's going to play. He is on the trip. So I think they're trying to. But yeah, we're going to get to the playoffs and we'll see. And it's a slog. We're fucking putting around South Dakota trying to build a cabin or something.
We're going to die here.
We're going to die here.
Yeah.
We're going to die here.
Speaking of which, God bless everybody who's on this trip. Of all times that there could be a life-changing snowstorm that would prevent you from getting home,
Yeah.
How many people here are like, because I know there's some people that are not going back, but there's a considerable number of people who are stuck here for an extra couple of days, right?
Damn.
Well, there are worse places to be stuck.
At least you can bask in the wind last night that they didn't give us. We take a break
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we are.
from the live show.
Just to talk about products, MortgageCS, the Rights To Ricky Sanchez, brought to you by MortgageCS. This, Mike, I believe, is probably the first time anybody has ever talked about a mortgage broker at Preservation Hall.
I think we're gonna do a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, it's not just any mortgage broker, though. It's MortgageCS.
Yes.
Ben and Alec on the trip with us. All full 3 hours of the pregame party.
Yes, big hit.
Yeah. At the game, at the photos afterwards.
I believe Ben fell into by a man trying to catch a t-shirt from the sky.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. So what we love about Ben and Alec and MortgageCS is they don't just come on road trips. No. They're the best mortgage brokers in the whole world. Actually, I had lunch with Ben and Alec yesterday, and I was telling them, it's really nice to be able to talk about you guys, having gone through the process of actually use them for a mortgage, and it really is comforting. Because buying a house is stressful. And most mortgage brokers are kind of stressful too. They email in a stressful way, not MortgageCS. They're great. And they teach you about stuff, and they will sit on the phone with you as long as you want to, and they will actually help you get the house because they are so good at dealing with sellers, with other realtors. They're great. Love MortgageCS.
They're great.
So you can, we're talking about this product with the Preservation Hall people outside, and it actually, I feel very strange about it.
Do you feel strange about mortgage?
No, so MortgageCS I love. They're talking about like mortgage broker here at Preservation Hall. I feel a
Well,
little strange
maybe
about
they
it.
need one.
Maybe they need one. So if you need Ben at any point, or MortgageCS, you go to mortgagecs.com/Ricky. You could call or text Ben, who is the CEO, and also on the trip with us, and also somebody fell into him, 267-391-7425. He does say he is generally amused by the Ricky people that send him a text, because sometimes they send him a text about something completely unrelated to the mortgage, but then eventually they need a mortgage anyway.
Very nice.
So if you don't believe me or Mike, you can check all their Google 5-star reviews, or the folks at Preservation Hall who may use them at some point, though they haven't committed to. I don't want to act like they've committed to that. They haven't. I can go to mortgagecs.com/Ricky or call or text Ben at 267-391-7425. This advertisement is not a commitment to lend or extend credit. MortgageCS is an equal housing opportunity mortgage broker. All loans are subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Company NMLS 1464766. Visit mortgagecs.com/Ricky for more information.
Back to the live show.
Back to the live show. You want to talk to Jake?
Yeah, let's bring Jake out. We'll talk more about the trip and the game and stuff as we go. But let's bring
Jake
our friend
Fischer,
Jake Fischer out.
People's Insider,
Yeah.
Sideline HQ.
Literally right next to you. Yeah. Come here, buddy.
Yeah, that way you only talk when we say.
Come here, pal. Say hello.
Hi everybody, this is truly a dream come true, being wrapped in Mike's arms in front of you.
Liberty Baller's own Jake Fischer.
Yeah.
15 years ago or something.
Start 2013.
He's got to have the mic.
Amazing.
2013.
Remember? Yeah.
I actually remember going back to my college dorm post-Slam magazine internship,
Nice.
which I think I parlayed into an LB post, and listening to you guys start the pod and wonder for names out loud, and giggle to myself as I folded laundry. Rights To Ricky Sanchez, that's a good one.
Yeah, it worked out. So, Jake is like an insider guy now.
For better or for worse.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I like asking about the insider job. Of course, we will talk about the Sixers and whether they did anything, but the insider job. So, I would imagine leading up to the trade deadline, kind of like an accountant leading up to in tax season, right? But now, I hate to ask, what do you do all day? But that job, because you're not covering games, and your job isn't specifically to tell me which team is good or what isn't good.
Yeah.
So what do you do all day?
It's a great question. To
Yeah.
be honest, I haven't been doing much. I have to start coming back to reality
Okay.
soon. So I'm flying to Toronto from here, weather permitting. So hope everyone gets their itinerary off the ground, because I need it to. Hopefully I will talk to one Jared McCain, because I'm going to Toronto for a Spurs Thunder back-to-back. So the goal will be to try to like fuse some insider transaction-y stuff into more present day things. I'm gonna try to do some more longer form, make some calls about things that did not happen that like could set us up for the summer kind of stuff. But there is a weird downswell right now of calling people who maybe didn't help me so much pre-deadline and just be like, hey man, why didn't that happen?
Right.
Try to like massage stuff and build some bridges for May, because like doesn't feel close, but people are already around the league getting ready for restricted free agency and getting ready for their draft pivot of like depending on what happens in the lottery. So I like to call them now too to get ahead of that stuff.
Talk about trade deadline. Sixers acquired Jared McCain on Tuesday of that, or trade Jared McCain on Tuesday of that week. Daryl has said that indicates to me, and Daryl has said this, that they were hoping to package that pick into another trade over the next couple days. Are there names that you heard the Sixers being linked to? Obviously that didn't happen, but what do you got for us?
I unfortunately got nothing. I mean, I don't necessarily think they were. I could be wrong, because the first reaction when the deal broke was definitely, what are they using these picks for? I also was beating the drum for them. I'm wearing my Eagles New Orleans Super Bowl stuff here. I truly don't care what the Sixers do. Sorry to not be able to commiserate with you.
Is this you talking about them trading VJ? Is that what you're about to talk about?
I'm talking about even trading Jared. Like,
okay.
I wasn't, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Why did you do this? Like, what's the next step here? It looked like something was going to be setting the stage for whatever. And also just an objective. Like, I like to see teams go for it. I think in the league, I spend too much time calling people who work in these front offices who say, we're waiting until Thursday at 2:30 to decide how good our team is or not. And it's like, you've seen this 50 times already. Have some gumption to make a decision. Like, go all in. Especially for the Sixers, all you have is Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond's $13 million to go do something with. Like, I know Kelly's the most beautiful player in the NBA, but you could have used that expiring money to go get like a Bobby Portis, who is not gonna change your future, but it's gonna make it a little bit better. And I just don't think they were really looking to push their chips in at all. You know.
Do you think it's because you're just positive? Well, I'm just guessing now. The only way I can think about that is that one of two things. One, they either think they're good enough without it, or they're so far from being good enough that it's not, a move like that is not worth it. Those are the only two things you can think about, right? That or incompetence, which I assume is possible. but if they're deciding not to make a Bobby Portis level move, I don't want Bobby Portis, but that level move, that's a level move that you either think you're close or you think you're good enough without it, and maybe they just don't think either. I think if they said that they thought they were good enough without it, they're either lying or crazy, right? I mean, to win anything of substance right now, you know?
I agree with you, but I think in fairness to them, people around the league are crazy enough to think that the roster we put together 3 months ago still's got a shot.
Yeah.
Like I was in that game at MSG where Maxey went off and like they walked off the floor, and I said, okay, like maybe the Sixers team can get it done. Like they're definitely so. It's like your children. Like they're gonna make. I don't have kids, but if they make mistake after mistake after mistake, you're gonna think, oh, I'll teach them this time around. They're gonna make me proud. Like they do. It's the same reason why trading Jared McCain doesn't typically happen. It's that teams are so precious to hold on to their darlings that they always usually sell behind. So maybe that's a segue into the Jared stuff, because I think that's why it pissed the fan base off. It's that teams don't do this. So why aren't you feeling that way about our special sweet little Jared McCain?
Can you tell us? Talked to a lot of people around the league, GMs and whatever, agents. What do people think about the Sixers? What do other teams and I guess agents think about what's going on in there?
I'd say, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this. I'd say people are like very skeptical right now about the staying power of the Daryl Nick Nurse regime under Bob Myers now clearly being involved. Like it's not a secret. He's behind the bench on road trips and he's flying to wherever the Commanders play in Europe to go be with Josh Harris while they're Like, he's very involved, and people are wondering, based off of the fact that you pay Daryl $10+ million to be a guy to get you a championship, and they have not gotten close, and the Paul George trade has not worked out. Like, there's definitely some rumor mill, how stable is the situation, influenced by the fact that, like, they are definitely a bit of a difficult team to deal with. Like, pre-December 15th, there was some them talking to Memphis stuff, right, that we reported at the sidelines to Strive everywhere.
Yeah.
And, like, just you hear every time, well, it's Daryl. Like, was he really serious? Was he just throwing stuff out of the wall? Like, that type of stuff does, I think, grade on some other teams, but also they do get certain business done. So I think there is some weariness and some this guy and his computers and he thinks he's better than us kind of stuff. But I think there's some reality in that Schadenfreude right now of, will he potentially be having some problems with Bob over time?
I do wonder. I think there was a world that they fired Nick Nurse last year, after last season, or in the middle of the season, and I think Daryl really, really, really didn't want to fire Nick Nurse, and I think he probably staked some of his capital within the organization on not firing Nick Nurse, and I'm not saying it's going to be 1-to-1, but you only get, because I think you can do a really. I think it's very easy to do a defense of Daryl Morey's time with the Sixers. When you set up everything that he walked into, right? Like, as a personnel guy, you're not going to knock everyone out of the park, but I think you can defend the decisions that he made. But you only get so many wrong ones. And the Nick Nurse thing, and I'm not a coach guy. I'm decidedly not a coach guy. I don't think it matters that much. But he handled last year poorly. Fair, bad situation, but handled it poorly. And I think he's handling this year poorly. I do. And it's less about this rotation or that guy in this spot. It's more about, like, a cohesive vision and what they're trying to do. Understanding that it's difficult, but he took the job here, and beat in and out at some point. And I do wonder if the keeping of Nick Nurse will cost Daryl his job on some level.
It's like a Sirianni type situation.
Well, I just do. I'm disappointed in what Nurse has. I was encouraged by what he got out of them in the first month of the season. And again, totally hard to have Embiid there, be the center of everything, and have them disappear. But you hear it now from Maxey, and he's not an excuse guy, I don't think, generally, but he's talking about how hard that is. And it should just be the message internally that it shouldn't be. Like, they should believe in what they do. Otherwise, I don't think that they do. And I think the biggest thing that could cost Daryl might not be Paul George, might not be the Embiid extension. It might be Nick Nurse.
Yeah, I think you guys all probably feel it more than I do, because we're watching this team night and day, living and dying with them. It's so obvious, that energy of Tyrese is just getting downhill, and we're fast, and we're going to do this every night, no matter Joel. Like, that identity that I think really captivated the fan base is definitely dissipated, and it's hard. The minutes guy stuff. It is hard to just give the ball to Tyrese and have him go 100 miles an hour downhill every play, and that's your identity. Because that takes a lot out of that guy, especially when no one else can keep up with him. Like, inherently, if you're unleashing Tyrese at full speed, you saw it in the All-Star game. No one can stay with him. That's his greatest skill set. But then you're leaving him out alone a lot of times, because all of his running mates are 2-3 steps behind him, just like the defense is. So.
Yeah, I said this to Daryl yesterday when he made the mistake of coming out and showing his face to us.
Which we give him credit for.
Sure.
Yeah.
He still hasn't been on the podcast since the deadline.
He hasn't. And we notice, like, I don't know if they're watching, we notice you haven't been on the podcast. We would love for you to come on the podcast.
But I said it to him, and it was very much like the meme of the, like, I think it's like a guy talking to a girl who's like, it's very much like an explaining something to a woman, like mansplaining to a woman at a sporting event or something.
Hey, you were explaining to him.
That I was,
Yeah.
and he was kind of just like doing this, and I was like, the shots that we get are hard shots. The shots that we give up are easy ones. You see that? And I was like, Daryl, you've been around a long time. Do you like open corner threes when your offense shoots it? Do you not like it when your defense gives it up? Because that's what's happening. And so it's just like, I think, and I said this last night, you guys, probably some of you were closer, because I was like, Nick Nurse is coaching the 2018 Raptors. And we don't have those guys. We're not them. That's partly probably why he traded Jared, is because he is not long enough to...
Because he's too busy thinking about rock and roll.
Too busy thinking about rock and roll. And it's like, you're forcing turnovers, maybe that's like, the way that they feel is the way to win games and compete defensively is to force a bunch of turnovers and get the ball going the other end. But they're just, like, everything is one-on-one. There's no flow the last few games whatsoever, and that's why they're losing by 1 million. And as you start to go from like, hey, they're down 6 to all of a sudden they're down 21 to the fucking Pelicans, it's because like the Sixers offense is, we're standing around and this guy's going one-on-one, and the ball goes to VJ, and then he's going one-on-one, and the ball goes to Grimes, and he's going one-on-one, and he's trying to like go behind his back 3 times for some reason. And it's just not a way to, it's not functional offense. Daryl seemed confused last night as to why it wasn't working out. I think the team is confused. Kelly's apologizing. They're calling it the worst loss of the season again, truly. We've done it so many times. And I don't know. Maybe just Joel's come back and then we have to like pretend and we forget, but Jake, it's bad.
I'll just say one thing on Nurse. Like, that was a criticism in Toronto too, that he had his Project 6-9 thing that like worked, and then as Pascal left and OG left, like, your ability to adapt your scheme at this level, I think, is rare. I think a lot of guys think they have solved offense or they've solved defense. You see this on both sides of the ball. Like, this is our defensive scheme, and we're running it this way. And then they don't fit it to their personnel. And even when you're in the same situation, those guys leave, right? You trade OG, you trade Pascal, you lose Kawhi. Kawhi's a pretty big piece of the puzzle there. If you can't modernize it, not even to present day standards, but to your present day group, that is something that I think hurts a lot of coaches around the league. So
yeah,
it's not like a rarity. Yeah.
Jake, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Fischer.
Jake Fischer, the People's Insider.
Yes,
The Steinline.
subscribe to the Skyline. There you go. Pay for it. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Verb Energy. Verb Energy bars, right here. Mike, this is the new limited edition red velvet. Ooh, yes. So I may or may not have already eaten this during the pod. So this may come after it. So I don't know. But in any case, I'm going to eat it during the pod. It's got 80 milligrams of organic green tea caffeine,
Yes.
which is a good kind of caffeine. But when you're eating it rather than drinking it, it doesn't really hit you like hit you in the face.
Sure.
Sort of like a slower release,
That's
which
right.
is what I really enjoy about it. There's a lot of things I like about Verb Energy bars. First of all, real ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it right here, and you're going to see like oats, agave nectar, like almond flour, like
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. So real stuff. Tastes good. So many different varieties. They hired a real culinary chef guy to make sure all the flavors taste good. So whether it's one of the chocolate chip peanut butter, the birthday cake, the new limited edition red velvet, they all taste good. But the good thing about the caffeine thing is, like, of course, maybe you enjoy your coffee in the morning, but during the day, you might need a little hit of caffeine.
And a little hungry.
And this accomplishes both. And it's not hot. You're not going to spill it on yourself. Keep it in your book bag or whatever.
Yeah.
There it is. I've determined the way I like to consume the Verb Energy bar is I eat half, and then about an hour later,
Other half.
I eat the other half.
That's nice.
Yes. It's very, very good. We're very excited to have Verb Energy as a sponsor. Everyone who is here is going to get some Verb Energy bars when they walk out. Because it's early in the morning and they probably drank a lot last night. Go to verbenergy.com, use code RTRS for 20% off your order. Any order. Could be your first order, second order, third order, big order, small order. Go to verbenergy.com, use code RTRS. Verb Energy. We love you, and that is mine.
Yes.
Velvet
It's on my thigh.
No, that's mine though.
That's touching my thigh.
But I don't care. It's still mine. Here we go.
We talk about the trip for just a second, some things.
Yes, so we'll do Trip, then Mia, then Amos.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe Burners, Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant burners. Yeah, that does feel like a story for us.
So the Trip. I mean, the
We
headline
did-
for me is just the guy who got his identity.
Yeah, we
stolen.
stole a man's
Yeah.
identity.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. How you doing?
But could be better.
Could be better. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of credit cards open in his name on this trip. That could
Yeah.
happen to you on the next Fly the Process.
Yes. I would make sure you use a password app, right? And then, if you didn't hear the story, can I just tell? I don't know the whole story. Okay. So, he was on Bourbon Street. He was drinking a little bit. Whatever. I don't know what happened. But somebody stole his phone and changed his Apple password, so he cannot get into his account. And they're off just starting credit cards and buying shit, and he cannot stop it because Apple, I'm sure, is not even convinced that he's even the guy. So that is.
And the Sixers lost.
And the Sixers lost. Yeah, and honestly, he's in such good spirits about all of it. Yeah.
I was more upset that the Pelicans lost last night.
Yeah.
He seems to be. So
Yeah.
good for our guy.
What a town New Orleans is. It is ranked me as a go to bed early, clean kind of guy. There are certain towns that are 2 to 3 day towns for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville,
Vegas.
Austin, Vegas, New Orleans. New Orleans does have more like spirit and soul than those other towns, I think. But has everyone had a good time here? It's a wonderful city.
Very nice. Well, you're never gonna leave.
Yeah. Dude, the snow pisses me off so much. What a middle finger from Mother Nature, giving us a foot of snow a month ago, then making it 0 degrees so the snow didn't leave for 3 weeks, and then finally the snow melts away, and Mother Nature's like, hey, fuckers, another 2 feet of snow.
Sorry, man.
It's gonna be horrible.
We had a nice time at the pregame party.
Yep.
Talked to a lot of people about college basketball. Thank you for
All right.
indulging me.
Mr. College Basketball Guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
The draft is coming.
Yep.
No, it's been a really nice time. Thank you all for
Yeah, thank you for coming.
very good.
It's always very special to all of us. Do a little poetry.
Yeah, let's talk
Mia,
about.
come on up.
I did.
Just sit down so we can talk to you.
As Mia gets here, I did ask her, and there was another man who does poetry here.
What?
Where is he?
I have 2 friends.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like,
two
is
friends.
there? Okay, brag. I was like, why is the link between like Sixers and like forlorn poetry so real and raw? Here you go.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. That's a very good question, but I think it's pretty easy to imagine
Yeah, I
how
guess.
sad poets would enjoy getting material from sad basketball.
That's right.
Yeah. Those are my friends Gina and JJ, who are Ricky people and also poets from Philadelphia. They're here. We're actually all doing a reading tonight at 6 p.m. at Saturn Bar. So since you're all stuck, you can come hear a lot of poetry. The 3 of us, and then 4 local New Orleans poets also.
Nice.
So I'm going to go to the poetry reading, but I've never been to one before. But I love being the person at a comedy show when the person is like sort of bombing a little bit and there's no one laughing, to laugh really loud, not on purpose. The situation is funny to me. So I'm wondering if it would be inappropriate for me to laugh really loud when no one else is laughing at the poetry reading.
Yes.
You can do anything you want.
Okay, all right, good. Okay. So Mia's last book, All Empires Must, which you can order, just Google it, Amazon,
Online.
whatever. So you have written, before you read the poem, do you want to give any context to the poem, or do you want to let it speak for itself? I think you should stand, by the way.
You think I should stand? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you read the poem.
I can. Well, am I going to read now? Or are you gonna...
Well, I thought I didn't know if you were going to give context to the poem before you read the poem.
I'll do it all at once.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
CJ, is she okay to stand?
Is
All
it
right.
good?
I think
Okay.
you should stand.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I will give a little context. The important thing for you to understand about this poem is that I know you were all watching when Kelly came up the stairs towards us last night.
Mm-hmm.
He remembered meeting Spike
He did.
at Daryl's ping pong thing.
He said I
Just
met
want
you
to make
before.
sure, it's very
Yeah.
important to Spike that you all know. Kelly Ray remembered him. Okay.
That was so unnecessary and something I would have done to somebody, so thank you.
This poem is called Daddy. I like my cars real fast. 200 on the dash with my foot on the gas. You pray that I don't crash. Anyone recognizing that?
Yes.
Okay. Just kidding.
That's Kelly Oubre's song. Yeah.
Okay, the real poem is about the trade deadline. It's titled Nothing Materialized. We all know where that came from. And the epigraph is from Jacques Lacan, not Shaka Khan, as Spike misheard me yesterday. And
Sounds like Shaka Khan.
the line is, love is to give what one does not have to someone who does not want it. So, nothing materialized. Trading one promise for another, so easy and true to say we failed. What's failure but the fact of time, stupid living's lament? We set out graveside flowers for the future. Elsewhere in the league, that loss becomes another's steal, these calculations shorting our projections. Who knows who won until it's really over? I gave all I'd never asked for. None of it was worth it, but I'd do it again.
Ah, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mia.
That was appropriately sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, let's take a short break to
Yes.
talk about LL. You know, when you talk about LL Pavorsky, it's not really a break. It's really just a different segment of the pod.
That's right.
That's how we think about our partners,
Yes.
especially LL. Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by LL Pavorsky Jewelers. LL, I believe, has been on every Fly the Process trip except for this one.
Until now.
What a fraud. Actually, I don't think he was in D.C. Was he in D.C.? I'll have to ask Joe. He definitely wasn't, and I believe the U.S. just won the Olympic gold medal.
I think in hockey, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Men's
cheering
hockey.
USA outside of here.
But maybe they're cheering USA because LL was born here.
He was born here, as far as we know.
That could be it.
As far as we know. LL, while he didn't make it on this trip, and your brother Andy seemed very lost without LL as
Yeah.
his wingman.
Yes.
Even though he didn't make it on this trip, he is still the only person you could buy an engagement ring from, even though he didn't come on the trip and sold us out for some other trip. No worries. Still the guy that you get an engagement ring from. Nearly 500 Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners engaged and married with LL Pavorsky
gotta get to
rings.
500.
We have to
gotta
get to
be there.
500.
I'm tired of you saying nearly.
Yes.
It's been saying nearly for too long.
Yes, and we know this. It is your option, of course, if you were the 500th purchaser, for Mike to watch you make love to your partner.
That's right.
Yes. So,
LL could also do it if you want.
yes. If,
Me and LL sitting in the corner making little comments. That could happen. That could be you.
all right. If you want a ring from LL, give him a call or shoot him an email. You can call him 215-627-2252, Lee at llpavorsky.com. We will, now Lee supports our charities, which is Providence Animal Center and Mama T's Community Fridge. For this specific episode, we are going to take Lee's donation and give it to the Preservation Hall Foundation.
Beautiful.
So they can build their new thing next door, which we've already talked about in the pod. LL Pavorsky Jewelers.
People are getting engaged in this next segment. Again with the McCain thing, but like it is truly just like they didn't have to do it.
No.
That is the thing. It's like they could have done nothing and no one would have blamed them for not trading Jared. And instead they were like, what if I stick one of my testicles into this vice? Let's just see what happens. Maybe nothing. Maybe something.
I always think to myself, when Mike and I are really on the same page with something, which is not always, it's either really, really right or really wrong, one of the two. So this will be one of the two.
You're more upset about that.
I'm very upset about it.
I don't like it, but I'm more just like collectively the entire thing like just seems kind of wrong to me.
Seems like a bad bet. As we have said,
Yeah.
if there's a 10% chance he is the player that we saw, it is a bad bet.
Yeah.
To me.
It is a
Yeah.
good draft class, and I will be excited on draft night that we
And
have a
they'll
pick.
trade it away.
That's right.
For some fucking other draft pick.
That's right.
For one first round pick in 2029 and 3 other second round picks. And it is, I'm telling you, it is a kicking the can down the road fucking
Well,
thing.
the other,
Yeah.
and I think Mia's poem kind of alluded to this, like the flowers at the graveside is a little bit like, well, we're going to be here in 5 years, and this front office probably won't be.
Right.
And so
We will outlast all of you.
We always have.
Yeah.
We've outlasted Doc Rivers, Brian
Yep.
Colangelo, like everybody's
Yep.
is gone, and we're here.
Alex Rucker. Wherever you
And
are.
so it's just like I don't know how it's it's frustrating and like you want them to pay for their mistakes.
Yes.
But it's we are paying for everyone's mistakes because ultimately
We'll always pay for everyone's
That's right.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want it to be this one.
Yeah.
Where's Amos? Is he here? Come on in, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Amos Lee.
Amos Lee. Over there. Yeah.
Wow, stonewashed.
Good to see you, pal.
Wow. I like those. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, buddy?
And you're wearing fatigues.
Yeah. I love camouflage.
You're ready for the Sixers.
Can't see me.
Ready for the war.
How you doing, buddy?
Hi.
You're a big New Orleans guy.
Yes, I lived here,
Yeah.
which you said is a 2 or 3 day town. I couldn't disagree with you more.
Yeah, well, we're different kind of guys.
But you have to live here to really understand it.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 days here, you barely even begin to understand. Like after a year, you slow down, you get into the neighborhoods, and you really find like the magic of this beautiful city and the resilience and all the stuff that Philly has in a weird way. But it's just different. It's more colorful.
It's kind of neat, the Philly connection to Preservation Hall with Ben's parents, you know, and Ben Jeffy. It's just that, like, they were from Philly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Philly roots. I did a show with Pres Hall at the, whatever they call it, the Tweeter Center. What's it called now?
The Freedom Mortgage Pavilion.
Right, yeah. The Freedom of
Beautiful.
Mortgage.
Oh, wait. But fuck that place. Right, guys? MortgageCS, Mortgage Freedom.
CS Mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, continue. Yeah.
Subterfuge.
Yeah.
But we did a show there, and I was talking to him backstage, and I didn't know that his parents were Philly people.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's cool, and they kind of built this place. It was here, but they sort of made it what it is. And I've played here a few times. It's just like ridiculous. I can't believe you're having the fun.
Well, you let it happen.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, you guys are fucking incredible. Like, your fans are amazing. This is insane. And it's just because your podcast is incredible. Like, you guys, I often will be really in a shitty place, which obviously Mia knows and you know well.
Yeah.
And your podcast always makes me feel better. Yeah. Really, truly. You guys
Oh,
are
thank
awesome. So thank you.
You mentioned you toured with the Preservation Hall band, right? Like you brought them out on tour, or was it separate shows?
No, we've
was it just a few
done
shows?
Stuff.
Okay.
We've just done stuff.
And you played here ever? In this place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
What's it like?
Hot.
Yeah.
But really, like, there's air conditioning here now, which didn't used to be.
That's what I heard.
So
Yep.
I first played here in like 14, and there was no air conditioning. So think about like 14 people on stage.
Yeah.
People really getting into it, and goddamn, in the summer.
Yeah.
Today it's like 50 degrees.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Well, they blessed us with the weather. It was funny. So the water main for the building was right there, and there's a gentleman outside who pointed it out to me. I wouldn't know what a water main looks like. He's like, "This is the water main." I was like, "Ah, that's cool." He's like, "Some people don't even know how to work this thing," and I was like, "Yeah, imagine that." Who wouldn't know how to operate the water main? Losers, idiots. Yeah. So you've been pretty mad at Daryl, it seems like, lately.
You get my texts.
Yeah, I do.
I just feel like I'm in the cup chair watching the Sixers all the time, and I fucking hate it. It really pisses me off. Like, I've listened to you guys almost from the beginning, and we never wanted to be the Hawks, and here we are.
Yeah.
The fucking Hawks in the cup chair. And I'm watching, and I'm going like, okay, well, it's not only the cup chair. There's 3 max contracts, there's a really good rookie, there's a bunch of good role players, and the team is 30 and fucking 26 in a shitty Eastern Conference. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously, that's it. Like, that's my whole thing. So first of all, when they re-signed Joel, I was like, I understand, but the guy's leg looked like a fucking mummy in the Olympics. Really? I don't know. I mean, it feels weird to me. Paul George, just not, like, he was here for like 6 months and he has to take ketamine because he's so depressed. It's like,
Maybe ketamine. Yeah, yeah.
maybe.
Maybe ketamine. Well, I just,
So it's just like not to me. They're, and I don't mean I understand that like these guys have gone through a lot of shit. Joel's been through a lot of shit, but honestly, they just feel like non-competitive dudes to me, and that is for me the hardest thing to kind of grapple with because I'm a hoagie guy.
You are.
And I like people who fucking fight and play hard and want to win and shit, you know, like truly. And this doesn't, I don't feel that at all from this team. Like even last night, Maxey got on the floor for a ball and I was like, cool, man, like good for you for at least trying. But the leadership of the team is Joel because he's the best player. And so regardless of what Maxey wants to be, he can't be that with Joel. And Joel's just not like that guy. He's just not.
One of your most charming personality traits is how hoagie you are.
I'm very hoagie. The
You would-
hoagie is strong in me.
Yeah, you would not believe how he thinks about sports in a very Philadelphia, angry, guy outside the Wawa way. He writes such beautiful music, such a beautiful voice, whatever, and he's like, Hi, Roseman's a fucking nerd, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Pisses me off, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I look, I'm a Philadelphia fan. It's been since 1982 since this team won a championship. Where are we at? Are we any closer? Like, I just want to fucking die.
That's good. Do you think they should change the name of the team? Should we be the Bullets?
87ers. Bullets would be cool. Bullets is a cool name.
We just take the Bullets and then.
Is it okay
at-
now to
at-
be called the Bullets?
I think so. At any point,
Yeah.
someone could just shoot me in the back of the head.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That could work.
Lincoln.
So you talked about a team. You talked about Joel, 3 max contracts, VJ, some role players that try hard and that are doing the things. Where are you at with Nurse on that? Because I look at the guys and I'm like, I like this guy, I like this guy, I like this guy. Collectively, like I think the alchemy of the team could be different. I would like a few more shooters. I would like a little bit more flow and like quick, right decision makers. But where do you pin that on Nurse if you're all anti-Darryl at the moment?
I'm really concerned about Nick Nurse, like deeply as a person. I've watched a couple of the press conferences. He looks not well. I told Mia last night, and she didn't really dig my text, but I was like, he looks like one of those like wind-up toys, where he's just like, he's always really upset. He's always very red-faced.
Yeah.
I can tell he's just not there. Like it's not working, and he doesn't know what to do. So, I mean, look. Aside from the playing music thing, it's just like it's not working. Could it work? That's the thing we're so fucking stupid about because we keep thinking that, like the Eagles this last year, they're going to turn the corner. This is going to flick a switch. It's like, nah, dude, fucking lights are out, man. Like they traded Jared McCain for nothing.
I think Nurse, I don't think he hates Joel, but I think if you were to put him on a lie detector and ask him what his biggest complaint about being coach of the Sixers is that he doesn't know when that guy's going to play. And I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't know when that guy's going to play. It's a completely different game when he plays. It's very easy to say, have 2 ways to play. Easy to say, a lot harder to do. And you can sort of see it in his face when he has to do the Brett Brown job of answering about health, where he's not allowed to give a real answer. He always acts like, he always goes, what was the report? Like he doesn't know. But I also, if you were to put him on a lie detector and say, what is the biggest reason that you were unable to succeed? And I think, aside from just people being hurt, I think he would point to Joel's questionable availability makes it hard for him to do his job, which I would understand to a degree, for sure.
The best player on the team.
Right, yes.
And he's
Yeah.
the longest tenured player
Yeah.
on the team. So you have these 2 things in this one person who's obviously incredibly dynamic, really intelligent, really fucking and just everything we wanted, except there's this huge missing piece, which I'm not a psychologist, I don't know what it is, but I've been concerned about him for a long time, mostly because of the injuries. Like to me, all that random inflammation and all this other stuff. To me, it just points to like something else going on. I mean, obviously arthritis is arthritis. You can't stop it, but I just, man, I love that player so much, and the early days of him were the funnest, some of the most fun times I've ever had as a sports fan.
Yeah.
Just being like, we were fucking right.
Yeah.
See? But it's just, everything, entropy, and it evolves.
It's so hard, and this is the thing about sports is like everybody works at like has like a shitty job with like some shitty culture, and you're like, this guy's an asshole, and like these guys are okay, and like whatever, but it doesn't like result in such clear like, this is your record,
Right.
because of that.
Yeah, true.
Like you
I'm
can
telling you, you sound like the people who made fun of us 10 years ago.
Well, but I don't think in the first when we were starting 10 years ago, we were like, we want guys who don't give a fuck. We want guys who don't try that hard.
Yeah.
Like, what's what we just be good and be like kind of casual and shitty about it. Like, I don't think that was the case. It was just like nothing matters until you have the guy, and I still believe that.
But they don't have the guy.
Well, I think they have had one of the guys who is capable of being the guy, and then you're like, okay, you've crossed this threshold, right? And then now you're in a place of, okay, among those, let's say 10 to 12 players that are capable of being the number one player in a championship team, who has the like intangibles to like fight through 82 games of bullshit and like have a joint vision for how they're going to win 4 series in the playoffs? And Joel is low on that. Part of that is his just kind of like loner like style, although Kawhi is as well, and he was good enough to do it for Toronto. And part of it is the injury stuff. And so I think I've always thought, even though signing Paul George to the cap space and Daryl doing like a nice victory lap around us, saying like, I use the cap space, and sending me a jersey that says cap space. Even though that like worked and that felt good, it was always like, you need so many fucking psychos around Joel to like maniacally bring him to that level, and also even if one of those psychos is like a Josh Hart guy. Josh Hart, like who the Sixers could have traded for, didn't. And I think like they've showed Paul George is like kind of the worst player, even though on court fit the right player, but as a personality guy, I think like the worst possible fit around Joel as the way he is.
Yeah, I just don't think that you can put, like Josh Hart is doing it on a team where their best player already has that. I don't think you can put players around a guy who's not the guy and he magically turns into the guy.
No, but
it gives you a better chance, for sure. Because actually, Jason Tatum, as great as he is, might not be the guy. And that team was good enough to sort of carry him through. But they have a great coach. And our coach is busy playing with fucking Mount Joy. So.
But Jaylen Brown's a mother.
Well, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Nothing
Jaylen
against Mount
Brown's
Joy.
a bitch. Derek White's a bitch.
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
those guys are fucking serious.
Yeah.
How many serious players do we have on the Sixers?
Oh, yeah. Not many.
Really not many.
Yeah.
And so it's the thing that has been perennially frustrating for me is just like, there's the potential. Like, we have an all-time fucking Hall of Fame level dude, but there's so much shit missing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys having me. It's great.
Thank you.
He's like, I'm gone.
Amos Lee.
Amazing.
Thank you, man. So, we have to finish the pod because they have music to play in here. The nerve. Yeah. They have a Bucks pod coming in an hour. Yeah.
Amazing. When we look back at our lives, how much are we going to blame the Sixers for everything that went wrong? For me, a lot.
Well, you know how I think about it. You're going to think I'm just pandering. I'm not pandering. This is more valuable than a championship to me.
I would
thing.
send you all away in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And there it is. That is the essence of the podcast.
That's right.
Well, we'll do it. The one time I don't travel with a mic is the one time
They only have 2.
that, no, I mean, like, if I'm not home.
Oh,
on Wednesday.
yes, of course.
Yeah, doing a
Well, you come
podcast.
back here.
Yes, that's what I'll do.
I'll
do
be
the
in
pod
my
from
house, and
here.
then
Yeah.
you'll be here.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
good. Yeah.
So thank you. Appreciate
Thank you, guys.
everybody coming out, and
Great to
coming on
meet
the
all
trip.
of you. Very nice.
Yes.
Very good people.
And have a good time for the next 6 weeks in New Orleans. We're gonna wait for the snow to melt. So we'll be back next week. Until then I won't fuck with you.
If you don't fuck with me, then I won't fuck with you.
If you don't fuck with me,
Then I won't fuck with you.
but if you fuck with me,
That's a plan B.